Hi, welcome. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Today we are interviewing a first robotics coach named Coach Chris Haines. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Max. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What made you want to be a coach or join First Robotics?
Oh boy, great first question. So
Thank you.
that's an interesting question too, and an interesting answer. Prior to robotics, I had no clue about what this program was all about or anything robotics related. I used to play competitive soccer, but a head injury forced me out of the game. And right about that same time, my son Sam uh, heard about Lego robotics and wanted to give it a try. So I actually decided I'll go ahead and go with them because I don't have anything better to do. I'm not playing soccer anymore. So I went with them for that first year, and the next year I was asked to be a coach, and I'm like, oh boy, I don't know anything about this. Even though I kind of saw a little bit about it, I didn't really feel like I knew about it. But I went ahead and agreed to it, and yeah, we didn't have that great of a season. But at the end of the season, at the end of our competition, it was seeing the kids, no matter how good or bad they did, all teams, they came together at that dance party, and they had a great time, no matter what happened during that day. And that's what really sold me on this program, and what convinced me that I need to continue to be a robotics coach in the future.
Do you have any advice to anyone who wants to be a first coach or mentor or join robotics?
The willingness to learn and grow with your students, that's what's most important. I think about being a mentor or a coach. um, Knowing that you maybe don't have all the answers, but maybe at least have an interest in the program and an interest in helping to develop the students. um, and then of course, being able to give up some of your time to do it.
What seasons have you coached or been a part of?
Oh gosh. Can I remember every season? Okay, so my first season was 2015. That was trash tech for first Lego League. The next year, 2016, the fall, that was Animal Allies for FLL, and that was Creature Craze for FLL Junior. After that, Aquabots. That was Hydrodynamics for FLL. And oh, what was our junior Aquabot season? Aqua Adventure. That's right. Um, then let's see here. Roosevelt Husky Superstars comes after that, right?
Yes,
Um, that was the space one. Into orbit. Into orbit.
into
Yep.
orbit.
There we go. Okay. Then
We
we switched over to Husky Super Dabbers for the first year. That one was the playground that we did.
yeah.
City Shapers. Okay. Um,
And then we switched over to online because of COVID.
yeah. So during COVID, we were a part of Infinite Recharge, where we worked with an FRC team, and we created that benefit app, the online app, right? Or the
Yep,
phone
the
app.
online exercise app
Yep. And then we had Husky Super Dabbers back in action, right? Um,
for the first FTC season we experienced.
yep. Our first in-person FTC experience. Then we experienced Freight Frenzy.
What was that like, coaching it?
That was wild. That was wild and crazy. We None of us knew what we were getting into. We had no experienced members for FTC. Well, we had one, but he was only a sixth grader that one year. Yeah, but basically no experience for FTC, and so we spent a lot of the season just learning about what it means to be an FTC. It was cool that we created a robot, a functioning robot that actually worked and scored some good points for us. Um, I thought we did a great job of getting a really good start on what FTC is all about for us. Um, and then this year, Power Play.
And then this year we doubled in size.
We more than doubled in size. Yeah, going from 15 students to 34. That was pretty cool, and that was, of course, part of our goal during Freight Frenzy was to try and expand our program.
We even had our Bite of Robotics event, which was pretty fun.
That was awesome. I'm so glad that we were able to get that implemented this year.
And thanks to West Bloomfield Community Ed for and everyone else who assisted us in helping to get that happen.
Indeed, indeed. A huge shout out to the pink fluffy unicorns for coming in and showing us what they were doing with FLL.
Do you ever have anxiety while or before you're making a decision for the teams of like what event do we go to, or do we try something like this? What parts do I buy?
Oh my gosh, that's the story of my life. I'm constantly trying to anticipate our team needs, as well as trying to put us into situations where I think we'll at least come away feeling good about what we've done, and making sure that we have the opportunities to shine. And it does cause some anxiety, trying to make sure that we are in the right spots at the right times and we have the right parts at the right times. Um, yeah, because I want to see you all succeed, and the only way to do that is to put you in the right place at the right time with the right tools.
What is your favorite thing about robotics?
My favorite thing about the robotics is that it's a place for everyone who wants to be there. If you want to be there, there's a place for you, and you can learn a lot of things. It's not even just robotics, right? It's everything. It's learning about how to deal with life. It's learning about dealing with business. It's learning about collaborating and being a part of a team. And yeah, there is a cool robot game to be played. And that is, of course, a lot of fun at competition. Uh, but yeah, it's just the whole of it, right?
And you don't have to know anything to be able to start. You learn along the season, which is fun too.
Exactly, exactly.
What is your least favorite thing about robotics? If there is
Sometimes
one.
we're not done with the robot when I want us to be because I know that we need time to practice, right? Sometimes it is some of the coordinating of getting us to events that we should be at, and trying to make sure that oh, my true least favorite part of robotics, making sure that everybody has made it through the registration process because it's not easy.
What is the easiest thing about robotics for you?
Showing up for me, it's just showing up. That's the easiest part because I know that no matter what, it's going to be a rewarding day. Somebody's going to learn something. Somebody's going to do something new. I might be the one learning something. I might be the one trying something new. Um, but yeah, just being there, knowing that something is going to happen, is the easiest part about robotics. Just showing up for it.
You've taught us so much in since 2016 to now from where we're at robotics wise, from switching from FLL junior to FLL to FTC. I do want to thank you for that and letting us experience it.
It's been such a pleasure. It has been such a pleasure. You're one of my students who's been there since second grade, and to watch you come up and turn from a little second grader into this awesome eighth grader. It's it's really cool. It's so much fun, and I thank you for being a part of it.
You're welcome. What is your education?
What is my education? Yep. So my education, I did some. I went to some school at Lansing Community College, but shortly after starting college, I did get an opportunity to buy a restaurant, buy a pizza restaurant in East Lansing, and at the time, I did pursue that opportunity. Um, right now, I am actually looking back to go back to college. I do not have a college degree, but I have definitely done everything I can to make it work for me, regardless.
What are some of your highlights from when you started as a coach or mentor to now of each season?
Oh, so highlights, yeah. So my first real highlight would be my first real year of coaching when I had the realization that it's so much more than just a robot. Because at the end of at the end of that season, going into competition, I really kind of did feel like our 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 feeling of success was going to revolve a lot around what happened with the robot, and that wasn't true. And the students taught me that, so that's one highlight. Other highlights would definitely include being able to take the junior aquabats uh, to the uh, to the first World Championships, the first one that was hosted here in Detroit.
At Cobo Center, which is now Huntington Place.
Another highlight would be like the first time we won an award, the teamwork award. So that was as the Aquabats in FLL, the season that you were a junior mentor of. The judges really loved us, and part of the reason why they loved us was because we were a team that was open to the younger students who wanted to learn, like you and Fiona. Um, Another highlight, of course, remember our project sucks when we won the innovative solution for our project sucks, the spacesuit using
Yes.
compressed air suction. That was
We
pretty cool.
we weren't allowed to bring it in, but we got it on computer video.
Help me, help me! There's water in my spacesuit! I know what to do. I'll turn on the pump. And it'll suck the water right out of the space helmet. Ah, that's better.
Right. That was awesome. Um, then of course FLL, finishing out FLL with a trip to the state championships. And not only that, if I remember correctly, and I do, our final run of the season at the state championship was our highest score ever in FLL. That was pretty cool. Um, then, of course, FTC, going into FTC, going from not knowing much of anything to going to an off-season event last year, a couple of off-season events last year, and earning a Connect Award in the spring, and then winning the all girls competition in the summer, and then really turning that into what became a banner year for us. I think getting the anchor bots all the way to the state championships this year for FTC. That was a huge highlight. Watching the kids that I have been with and who have been with me for so many years uh, build to that moment and get there and experience that's been the ultimate highlight so far.
What are some ways that if others would like to get involved, if it's on the first Lego League teams or FLO junior teams or the FTCs or even mentor or do any of that, can people sign up or how can they contact someone if it's
Yep.
in our
So
district or not?
yeah, for in our district, yep, they would definitely want to contact West Bloomfield Community Ed. That would be a great place to start. Another place to start would just be contacting me through wbrobotics2020@gmail.com. That would be another way to get going for you. Outside of our district, that would be looking at different regional providers for the first program and seeing what programs might be in your schools or in your surrounding area.
I'd like to thank you so much for joining and for helping out in robotics. It was a pleasure to be on your team.
Max, it was a true pleasure to have you on my team. I am so thankful that you have been able to be a part of this program for so long, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to go on to do in high school.
Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you as well.
You're welcome.